Crews are working to repair storm damage on the South Shore and are bracing for the next one. You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Buffa. Another coastal storm is threatening Long Island this weekend. Flooding and erosion from the last storm is still seen on the South Shore, and 2 new breaches have been created on Fire Island. Sherry Einhorn takes a ride along to show us the damage.
A trip to Fire Island to see just how much damage was left in the wake of the last storm. The flooding is noticeable the second you step onto the dock.
This is the first year that we've had damage since Sandy. I have, at least here. And we're probably going to have to get the floors ripped up and redone.
A drive through the village and you can see residential roads still underwater. This church looks like it's in the middle of a lake. And the school had to give kids a day off on Wednesday, not for snow, but for flooding.
We had the ocean water coming down here, plus the bay water coming up this way. School, fortunately, was high enough, but we have students that walk, buses that can't get to pick them up.
Erosion is considered an emergency here, with beachfront protection dwindling. Year-round residents say they can't understand why more isn't being done to protect this barrier island.
You watch and you feel it. Your house rocks and rolls and you feel it, but after 50 years, it's the same old thing, worrying about what's going to happen to your neighbors.
After spending the day touring the storm damage, the message from folks here on Fire Island is really pretty simple. They need help.
We need federal aid here in Ocean Beach and on all of Fire Island and on the whole South Shore.
Suffolk's county executive wants the governor to apply for a federal state of emergency declaration, which could then lead to federal aid.
We're asking for as much assistance as we possibly can to recover from the storm, because the next storm could be more devastating.
On Fire Island, I'm Sherry Einhorn for Newsday TV.
Mets legend Bud Harrelson has died. The Hall of Famer passed away at a hospice in East Northport last night after a long battle with Alzheimer's. Harrelson was the shortstop for the 1969 Mets and co-owner of the Long Island Ducks. He was 79 years old. Now, the Mets owners released a statement saying he was a skilled defender and spark plug with the 1969 Miracle Mets. We extend our deepest condolences to his entire family. And the former West Islip football coach and athletic director has also died. Jack Bradish was with the district for 11 years. He was 85 years old. And a former Marine has been sentenced for allegedly killing his pregnant estranged wife. Michael Owen was sentenced to 25 years to life after prosecutors say he strangled Kelly Owen, who was pregnant with his child. It happened in Farmingdale back in 2020. And a man has been convicted of animal cruelty for fatally kicking this 4-pound Yorkie. It took the jury 2 days to find Peter Galantino guilty. It happened in March of 2020 after a fight with another couple in the neighborhood. Galantino's lawyer says the jury did not fully understand the law and he intends to appeal. And a Tesla burst into flames in a marina early this morning. Steve Langford takes us to the scene.
This is what remained of a 2022 Tesla after a fire early Thursday morning at the Surfside 3 Marina in Lindenhurst. The flames also damaged the marina facility and a 2016 Chevy Tahoe parked nearby. The fire department spent almost an hour and 45 minutes putting out the car fire. The morning after revealed damage to the side of the building, but an official at the marina said there was little damage inside. The official said there was no flooding where the Tesla was parked. Suffolk County Police arson detectives are investigating the cause of the fire. Police say they do not believe it to be criminal in nature. Last year, a Tesla involved in a deadly collision in East Marion caught fire, and firefighters struggled to extinguish the flames because of the vehicle's lithium battery. 2 occupants of that car were trapped and died inside the vehicle. Steve Langford for Newsday TV.
They're the most expensive homes sold in Nassau County last year, and now we're going to show them to you. First up, an $18.5 million historic mansion in Mill Neck. The historic English Tudor mansion once belonged to members of the Vanderbilt family. Second, we have a $13 million home in Kings Point. The 6-bedroom home sits on almost 1.5 acres with views of the Long Island Sound. And last but not least, a $12 million home on Ponds Road in Kings Point. The 10,000 square foot home was built in 1909 and has views of the Manhattan skyline.
Newsday Sports is brought to you by King O'Rourke Automotive Group.
The Islanders are halfway through the season, but with a 4-game road trip ahead and injuries to some key players, what's the outlook for the team? Andrew Gross has more.
Points have been somewhat hard to come by for the Islanders as they've gone through a 4-5-3 stretch dating back to December 15th. And now, as they soon embark on another 4-game road trip, the Islanders received some more bad injury news on Thursday as the team announced spark plug fourth-line center Casey Cizikas would be out week to week with a lower body injury.
He's, a big part of the group. His motor's always running, so guys are going to have to replace him somehow, and certainly we have the ability to do that. It affects a couple of different areas for us, but as we've done and will continue to do with our defensemen or whoever else is out, next man up mentality.
The Islanders had been getting healthier with Scott Mayfield and then Adam Pelech both returning to the back end defensively. However, the Islanders are still without goalie Semyon Varlamov, who's on injured reserve with a lower body injury, and that has put the burden and the whole workload on franchise goalie Ilya Sorokin. For Newsday TV, I'm Andrew Gross.
Now, to read more about the Islanders, go to Newsday.com. All right, let's take a look at your Long Island weather. Another major rainstorm is headed our way tomorrow night into Saturday morning. Once again, bringing strong winds and significant coastal flooding and beach erosion, mostly on the South Shore.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Home Tax Saver, PTRC Incorporated.
Looking for something fun to do this weekend? Well, here's what's up on Long Island.
So ever driving along, you have woods for 10 miles on either side of you. All of a sudden you get to the 11th mile, there's a sign saying deer crossing next 4 miles. What about the last 10?
See comedian Pete Corielli, the Long Island native, is bringing his show Authentic to the Paramount in Huntington on Saturday night. Or check out a professional lacrosse game. The New York Riptide takes on Panther City at the Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale on Saturday.
Oh, not so long ago, lost where I did not know that you could ever look so nice after so much time.
Big Shot is playing in Wantagh. Catch Mike Del Judas live with the other members of Big Shot on Saturday night at Mulcahy's Pub and Concert Hall. For admission info, more events, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Fire and environmental concerns have one Long Island town questioning a proposed battery energy storage facility. Steve Langford has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
On Bahama Street in West Babylon, plans to build a battery energy storage facility await scrutiny from town officials as authorities try to balance the transition to renewable energy with fire and environmental concerns.
We've received notice from our fire marshal's office and our local fire departments that these facilities, which house battery storage units, lithium-ion batteries, could be a major fire problem.
Statewide, there were fires at 3 electrical energy storage facilities last year, including one in East Hampton last summer, which officials say was very difficult to put out.
There is chemicals involved with these ion batteries, and traditional methods of extinguishing these fires typically cannot be used. There needs to be different tactics involved and different equipment in order to extinguish those fires.
Fire officials are concerned with what they call thermal runaway, when batteries overheat and the resulting fires burn very rapidly, reaching temperatures of more than 3,000 degrees.
And now the town of Babylon is weighing a temporary 6-month moratorium on lithium-ion battery storage facilities at the urging of local fire departments and fire marshals. Because an application for the proposed battery energy storage facility on Bahama Street was already pending, a facility here would not be subject to the possible moratorium.
If they want it, I would be in favor of it because I'm not really a battery guy. I'm not for, I'm still for fossil fuel cars, for instance.
I'm pro-business and pro-development, but if it's been scrubbed environmentally and it seems like it's okay, then I would say go for it.
There will be a public hearing on the proposed moratorium January 31st at 3 p.m. at Babylon Town Hall. The town's board will make the final decision. Steve Langford for Newsday TV.
Now to read more about the battery storage facility, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. A new dance craze is gaining popularity on the island, and it's a story you'll see only in Newsday.
People just come out to have fun, and it's just like a vintage dance. It's physical, mental, social interaction, and just picking up the vibes of the music.
I have been a member since 10 years now. I started taking lessons, and I came every Tuesday night.
It's not that difficult, I don't think. You can get your basic beat and a basic step, and you can do that all night long.
The ages range here from 18 to 80, and on a good night we could have 60 people here. Sometimes we could have 100 people here.
People meet up as couples and end up together or married.
Better to meet someone of something that you like to do. So I like to dance and he likes to dance. It's very good exercise for the mind and the body.
It's also about the people. These people are great.
Hey, Move It is moving. Now to read more about swing dancing on Long Island, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
It makes a difference when people see their faces and their experiences reflected in our newspaper. I think it makes them feel seen in some way.
Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll leave you now with a look at your 7-day forecast.